I've seen 1,000 movies to know you never bury pets because they're always going to come back and try and kill you. It's just what they do. What's up, guys? Welcome to Movie Important's movie review of Pet Sematary, the newest film from directors Kevin Kölsch and Dennis Widmyer. Stars Jason Clarke, Amy Seimetz, John Lithgow, and Jeté, Laurence. And so, if you don't know what Pet Sematary is, it's a very famous Stephen King novel. It's about a family who moves to a country town from the city. They have a typical family life. It's a nuclear family. Has a young girl, young boy, a wife, and a husband. The husband, who's played by Jason Clarke, he becomes the local doctor for this small town. I think it was a Lud or whatever it's called. And one day, the daughter, who's played by Jeté Laurence, she finds this pet cemetery. And in the process, she meets a character played by John Lithgow, who plays Judd. And Judd has been in Lud forever, since his whole entire life. And he explains how people, when their pets die, they bury them in this cemetery, which is, something people do. There are pet cemeteries, so it makes sense. But this is a Stephen King movie, or at least an adaptation of it. And so there's something more sinister going on here, something more haunting, something just more paranormal. And when the cat is killed, because they live on a road where this truck goes back and forth, it's like a speed zone for some weird reason. The cat is killed. John Lithgow's character and Jason Clarke's character, they go and bury the cat in this area that's past the cemetery itself. So it's like an Indian burial ground almost. And the next morning, the cat comes back, but it's different. It's very angry. It's very just aggressive. And you come to find out that the land that they buried the cat in is, you can't explain it. You can't understand it. What's really going on? And of course, this sets off a chain of reaction events where instead of in the book the boy dies, but here the girl dies. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for you, but it kind of, if you've ever read the book or seen the other movie, you know how it plays out. And so with all the grief that's going on, they bury the girl and she comes back and causes all kinds of havoc. And that's, it's an interesting story of family loss and, trying to deal with that grief. But since it's, like I said, it's a horror film, so things are going to go wrong. And I think for what it's worth, this movie does succeed on that front. It's not perfect. It's not the greatest horror film that everybody's talking about, because I think the other film from the two directors, which is called Starry Eyes, is a much better horror film. It's much more disturbing. It's much more effective than this movie is. But Pet Sematary from Stephen King has never been his best novel. It's a good novel, but it's never been his best. And the movie that came out in like the 80s or 90s or somewhere around there with Fred Gwynn and the kid who plays Gage, that was in a whole bunch of those movies back in that day, they do a real nice job with, doing their own style of those characters. And that movie was okay, but I think this updated version is one of the better King horror adaptations. Not one of the best King adaptations, including the dramas, but horror adaptations is good because it's very tense, it's very atmospheric, it's very moody. It's everything you want from a good horror film that sometimes doesn't pay off in the end. And like I said, it's not perfect. There are moments where things just kind of are weird. There's somebody who dies that comes back and becomes something like a tour guide of some sort and just sees a warning, and that never plays out very well. And just some of the stuff you see in the trailer just doesn't work. But the stuff that is there, the stuff that does work, Jeté Laurence, who's having to play the character that, is killed, she does a nice job as soon as she comes back. Her performance as the reincarnated girl is, it's creepy. It really is. She does a really nice job with it, because I didn't like her in her first half of the role or first half of the movie, but she's pretty good here. She does a nice job in the other half. I think Jason Clarke's pretty good in it. I think his the way he's talking is a little weird. Amy Semetz's character, of Rachel, the mother, her history comes to become a kind of a major player in this movie, and it's very disturbing. And it's the stuff that Kolsch and Widmyer are known for, their disturbing nature, their disturbing outlook on stuff like that. And, because it deals with her sister, it's a very just uncomfortable, scenario, but it's played out real well. It has a very effective nature to it. And it's just that type of movie. It's just there are effective moments that really work. And when you see the Pet Cemetery and you see like the uncomfortable nature of the woods and just the weird just fog, and it's really fascinating to watch. And I think you should give credit to Kölsch and Widmyer because they do a really nice job portraying a book that could have been really cheesy. Like I said, I remember the original one being a little too cheesy for its own good, but I think it works. I think it's a good horror film. I think it's on a level of maybe like The Mist, where it has a good, solid story that the ending might not be as what everybody wants, but is effective at its emotional center. And like I said, everybody here, including, like I said, Jeté, Laurence, are doing a really good job for a horror film in its essence. And it's good. It has some good graphic moments, some good gore, and it's definitely worthy of watching if you like good horror films. And yeah, it's one of the better Stephen King adaptations. So I enjoy it. I think you should check it out if you enjoy those types of movies. But anyways, that'll do it for my take on Pet Sematary. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want, go ahead and comment down below. Tell me what you think of Pet Sematary. What do you think of Stephen King's adaptations of his movies or novels in the comments below. But otherwise, we'll see you on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.